Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Plugging In version 2.0. I'm super excited to be partnering with Executive Area Manager Stephanie Card and District Manager Andrea Swartz tonight. Each of us are going to share really quickly just how plugging in has impacted our journey, maybe a couple of stories. It's going to be quick and to the point, and we just really wanted to share with all of you our own little tidbits on plugging in and how it's impacted us. So I'm going to just quickly go first. I'm going to talk about my business last summer. And the reason why is I kind of thought about just the whole piece of plugging in. And I mean, there's so many different things I could talk about and why I love it, why I love the trainings, and, you know, why I love going to working groups that we've started doing here in Kingston, you know, just why I love going to even CMTC and GTC. But for me personally, I went through a really hard time in my personal life back last summer, and that impacted my business because that's what happens in our business. But regardless of what happened in my life, I still went to every single Discover Arbonne that we had. And it was hard. A lot of the team members, especially team members specifically on my team, could notice that I seemed not like myself. I remember at one point there was a Discover Arbonne. I don't know what the heck Constance said, but the waterworks started coming. I just wasn't in a good place, but I will tell you guys that every single person that was there and that kept coming and who would come over and ask me if I was doing okay or give me a hug, and I would just smile, you guys kept me in this business. And at the end of the day, this is what we do for each other. We support each other, you know, during the ups, the downs, the sideways, the backwards, the whatever you want to call it. And that this journey is not perfect, and it is not, you know, that straight uphill like sometimes we expect it. So for me, it was attending the in-person events that really made a difference. And to be honest, I never questioned not going. You know, when I kind of look back now, I could have made up every excuse, and I had some really damn good excuses not to go at the time in my life, but I didn't even think of making excuses. And I think sometimes when life happens, what we naturally do is we kind of retract. You know, we kind of feel like we don't really want to be around people. We don't really want to tell people what's going on, especially if it's something personal. But what I will tell you is that in moments of need is when you need to be around people the most. It can kind of be the hardest sometimes to open up to others. But I will definitely say, based on my experience, that if it wasn't for all of you awesome consultants watching this video, and specifically to those you know who you were, that were my shoulder to cry on during my hardest times, those months, I wouldn't be here without you guys. And that's you know, that's honest. That is about as honest as I possibly can get. And it's why I continue to attend Discover Arbonnes no matter what. So whatever's, you know, happens in your life, you know, if you kind of sit back, and I've heard this from people before, and I'll just quickly end with this. I've heard people say, well, you know, I don't really have a guest, so I'm not going to attend a DA, or I'm not going to join in an online Zoom because I don't have a guest joining. So, you know, I'm just, you know, they kind of make it a priority based on if they have someone attending. I will tell you that what is meant to be will be. And sometimes when we go to events and we don't have guests attend, it's what's meant to be, and we end up having the best time with our team. We end up having like a group coaching session. I know, you know, Steph and I have had some team, you know, DAs, and no one ends up showing up, and it is like the best time full of laughter and sharing and trainings with each other. So sometimes it doesn't matter. So I think for me, sort of my whole moral of my story is that no matter what, make it a priority to attend those DAs, to attend the online Zooms we had. And I find too, I learned so much about the business, you know, getting to hear different speakers and different stories. I learned so much about the business that I wouldn't have known otherwise. So I'm going to end it off with that, and I'm going to pass it on to Executive Area Manager Stephanie Card. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say about plugging in.
Awesome. Thanks, Jess. Well, I had a plan was to write a bunch of notes and share that with everyone, but I've decided to just be brutally honest, to be real with everyone. So I'm going to kind of go back to last summer where Jess had kind of spoke about, and my business had taken instead of a rise, it had taken a nosedive. And I decided to kind of back away a bit and got really closed off. And I think it's when I decided to start plugging in again is when things really changed for me. And with this whole Zoom thing and things being online, guys, it's easy to plug in. Like, it's easy. If you have something going on, turn your phone on speakerphone, turn your computer on and just listen to it. Plugging into trainings has really changed my business because For someone that comes into this business thinking they know everything, I'm guilty of that. I don't need to read a book. I don't really need to go to trainings. And I know probably there's other people that are watching this that have thought that. You don't know it all. You do need the training, and you do need to plug in. So this is me being brutally honest with you guys. The 6:30 a.m. calls on Sunday, yes, it's early. Yes, we're tired. Yes, we have lies. Guys, it's half hour to 40 minutes out of your day. Get up early on a Sunday, make a coffee before the kids get up, or if they're up already, put them on the couch in front of a movie or whatever. Make yourself a coffee and plug in. If you're in your PJs in bed, turn on speakerphone, put on your headphones, and just listen. Guys, I can't stress how important plugging in is. And when there's training posted, whether it's on our nation page, our region page, if your upline, your area manager, someone invites you to a Zoom call or a training, to be honest, they're not doing it for themselves. They're doing it for you. Our RVP Constance, she isn't doing all these training videos for herself. She obviously knows what she's doing if she's the one making the videos. She's doing this for us. So out of respect for her time and everyone else's time who's doing these videos, plug in. Watch the videos. That's really all I have to say, and that's me being brutally honest with you guys. Plugging in has really changed my business, and the 6:30 a.m. calls have been amazing. I know we don't have one this Sunday because it's Christmas, but I have a feeling the following week, I think it's New Year's, so we may not be back yet, but start plugging into those. I really recommend it. And any other training, just do it. Do it. That's it. So now I'm going to introduce you to Andrea Schwartz, and I know she has some amazing tips on why you should be plugging in as well. So take it away, Andrea.
Thanks, Steph. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening tonight. I'm going to just speak a little bit to what Steph and Jessica have said in that plugging in is so important. About a year ago when my business first started, I was sort of that feel, Steph, where, you know, oh, I know everything. I don't need any help. I don't need coaching. I don't need the training. I can figure this out. And you know what? My business didn't go anywhere at all for several months. And then one day, my Constance said to me, oh, we're going to have a working group. Why don't you come? And I thought, oh, I don't really want to go, but what the heck? So I went. And oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much plugging in has helped my business. I have done all the SoundClouds and the trainings, and I throw on the headphones while I'm doing my house cleaning, and I'll listen to something while I'm doing it. It's so easy to fit in. I know there's a lot of training out there, and it's fantastic because there's no other business that you can plug into from home online and do your housework while you're listening. And my business has taken off. I've become a district manager. I'm actually an executive district manager now. It's just the working groups. It's a way to connect with your teammates and find out that you're not the only one struggling or not sure how to do something. And you brainstorm and you come up with ideas and you support each other. And the support is incredible. At the best of times and at the worst of times, it keeps you motivated. I cannot stress how important it is to plug in. The education, definitely, and definitely important, because you don't jump into a business knowing exactly how to do it, right? Nobody jumps into Arbonne knowing, oh, okay, I know all the prices, I know all the products and everything about them. But if you do the reading and the knowledge, plug into the training sessions, you'll figure it out. It's like any other job. You don't start a job and expect to know everything immediately. There's a training period and you have to do the training, right? As a nurse, even in this job, my other job is you have to stay current with your education to keep your work up to standards. And it's the same in Arbonne. It's the same in any business that you do. You need to stay current. You need to stay up. And by plugging in, doing these training calls, I love the Sunday morning calls. Yeah, it's hard to get up. But you know what? It's so cool to sit there and have a coffee with our Australian teammates and now our teammates in the UK. It's mind-boggling that we're so connected around the world. It helps me stay focused myself too, because then I think, oh, well, they're able to do it. They've got the same, on those days that I feel like, oh my God, I just can't fit in anything else. But then I look at someone else and think, wow, she's got the same number of hours, but she's able to fit it in, right, in the day. So it's that support, and it's seeing what other people are doing in the business, and this business is duplicatable. You get ideas. It's fantastic. Like in the summer when we did our back to school bash, you know, based on Stephanie's Christmas in July event, which was fantastic. And I think really that's, by plugging into that, it sort of caught my attention that there's so much that we can do. That really helped boost my business. So now I'm, even on the days where I'm too tired, I don't feel like going, I do my best to get my butt there. I'm either plugging in via Zoom to the DAs, or, you know, the training calls, or I go in person, and I try not to ever miss the working groups as much as I can. I've been known to even plug in while I'm at my other job on a break or before I start work. So anyway, don't tell my other boss. Anyway, so that's pretty much all I have to say, unless, Steph, if you have anything else you want to add. No. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to guys. And again, just the takeaway tonight, plug in. It is worth it. All right. Have a great night, and wish you all a Merry Christmas. Bye, Steph. Bye, Jess.